Wow. Today we have a recipe for Chinese football dumpling. So why do they call this Chinese football dumpling? Because the dumpling is shaped just like a football. So before we do our recipe, let's check out a famous local restaurant and see how they do their tasty Chinese football dumpling. Today we're going to the famous Sui Wah Restaurant for dim sum. We're going to try some of their specialties today. So this is one of the specialties of this restaurant. So they're really famous for this dish, so we get a chance to try this out. This is their roast pigeon. A real delicacy. Moist, juicy, and tender. So this is real tasty. I had mine already. So look at this pan-fried dumpling. It has prawns inside with chives. It's one of my favorite dumplings. Wow, that's really, really good. So you see all the chives inside. That's amazing. I call these Chinese football. They're actually called Hum Sui Gok. These are deep fried glutinous rice with savory filling. Usually pork with mushrooms, sometimes Chinese preserved vegetables. It's really delicious. So you can see here the glutinous rice on the inside. So when it's deep fried, the outside is crispy, the inside is kind of sticky and chewy. That's really tasty. So we always have these Hum Sui Gok. These are the I call them the Chinese footballs, so stay tuned for our recipe. Use a knife to take off the skin of the kohlrabi. So just slice up the kohlrabi. So chop up the kohlrabi into fairly small pieces. We're going to keep it fairly fine. So preheat some oil in the pan. You got about 4 to 5 ounces of pork, ground pork. Just grill that briefly. So put about a teaspoon of salt in there. Half a teaspoon of chicken base, or if you have any kind of chicken flavor, you can put that in there. You got about a cup of kohlrabi here. Give it a quick stir fry. So just put about a quarter teaspoon of sesame oil. So just put about a tablespoon of cornstarch with about 1/3 cup of water. So you got a nice little sauce going there. Put the filling into a bowl. The filling is all done. Just let the filling cool off for a few hours. You can add some boiled peas, or just thaw the peas out. Put some peas into the filling. So this will give it a little nice color and flavor. Now it's time to make the dough. Here we have 2 cups of glutinous rice flour. We're going to add 3 tablespoons of sugar. So just a regular white sugar. So just mix that up. And then we're going to add 2/3 cup of cold water. Next we're going to add 4 tablespoons of lard. So it's roughly 4 of these little pats of lard. Or 4 tablespoons would be about the same thing. So this is a good blend. So you can also use corn oil. And we're going to knead it for a few minutes. So here we have 1 cup of wheat starch. And we're going to add 1/2 cup of boiling water to the wheat starch and just mix it up. So next we're going to add the wheat starch to the batter. And continue to knead the mixture for another few minutes. So just put the dough back in the bowl. You got the dough in a ball here. Cover the bowl with a cellophane. So put the dough in the fridge for 1 to 3 hours. So this helps the dough relax. Also makes the moisture more even. It's been about an hour and a half. So we're just going to take off the cellophane. So as you can see, the dough is nice and firm. Just going to give it a knead here. So just rub it together to all the edges. So just make a ball, then flatten it out. You're going to put 1 to 2 tablespoons of filling in there. You're now just going to enclose the dough around the ingredients and just shape it into a football. If you like, you can shape it any shape you want. Put inside. So next, just give it a quick rub to seal all the edges, smooth up the skin, so it's slightly oblong like a football. So you can compact it more together, so it's not as long. And then just make the ends a little more thin like that, so you have a nice Chinese football. We made a run of 16 for this recipe. So I'm using peanut oil here. So I'm just going to put a little piece of dough in there just to see if it's hot enough. So it should have bubbles around it. So it's looking pretty good. So just hold the dumpling so it starts cooking. If you just throw it in, it'll start sticking to the bottom. So this way it gets a good start. Just be sure you don't burn yourself. And there you go. So it's good to put a splatter net around it because they do pop sometimes. Because of the lard on the surface, sometimes they pop, sometimes they split. So you have to stand back, be very careful. So this is a dumpling, you have to be very careful when you make it. Make sure all the... Wow! Hi, so there you have it, my version of Chinese football dumplings. Enjoy. So I'm gonna try a whole dumpling here. So see this? So it's really crispy on the outside, really chewy on the inside. It's got a nice savory filling. You gotta try this. Now you can order the products and ingredients that I use in my cooking videos. Just click the link below in the description for the Chinese cooking accessory guide. You can order everything online, including the wok that I use and some of the equipment that I use. Thanks for checking out my video, and please give me a thumbs up and be sure to check out some of my other videos on this channel, and please subscribe. If you get a chance, check out my other channel, the award-winning Chinese cooking channel.